Hi, it's Tyson. Welcome back to part 3 of our drum major tutorial video series. Before you dare start spinning this thing around, you've got to know how to hold it first. In this video we're going to talk about basic mace techniques, specifically how to hold it, how to hang on to it, and how to get ready for what we're going to talk about in the next video. First, I'll talk about our mace. It's imperative before you even start to find your balance point. Your balance point is going to be different for every mace, even if it's the same one. The balance point is important because it makes our job much easier and the strain much lower on our hands when we go to prop spin like that. At this end of our mace, we have the crown or the head and the tip on this side. I'll refer to them as our crown and our tip. This mace is a black fiberglass with a synthetic rope wrap. I won't be talking about how to wrap your mace. There are some really good videos out there anyway. All of these tutorials going forward are going to be specifically talking about the mace. Some of these same techniques can be applied to a signal baton, a military signal baton, just a regular drum major baton. But they're going to have many variations as you go forward, such as the Ohio State drum major's signal baton. The head is actually face down. But that looks pretty funky with our situation here. So now that we know where our balance point is, we know our parts of our mace, our head, our crown and tip, our rope, and then the stick or shaft of our mace, and the tassels. We can start to figure out how we hold this thing. This is important because at some point you have to walk on and off the field. Make sure that you're holding your mace, guess what, the same as the rest of your drum major corps. First, we're going to talk about the rest position. This is used if you're dying. You're walking down a parade route and you're dying. You can't hold this one up hardly any longer. We're going to hold our mace similar to a bouquet of flowers in our hand. Because the rest position is so rare, I would only use our right rest position. So this is in my right arm. We're going to have our elbow slightly above our balance point, the furthest away part of our arm, going down the stick of our mace, then hanging onto it down there. This works well because it matches easily to our open hand that in our band is a closed fist on the hip, and the other variations as well. Again, this is our right rest position, used when you're very tired. I would avoid it if you can, because it just doesn't look as clean or precise as some others could. When you're working with this, if you do choose to use it, make sure that you're the same across your corps. From what angle you're holding it, to how far out the tip is, to what the angle is here, but it is very natural slope down the slope of your arm as you go across. And like I said, it's very similar to our hand over here. We're not going to push it up against our hip to match. It just follows the same curvature of our arm because our hand happens to land just in front of our hip. The next technique we're going to talk about is the right shoulder carry. You guessed it, we're putting it on our shoulder. The head or crown of our mace is going to go on our shoulder. The opening part of our mace on the bottom that expands up to the full crown is going to go on the crook of our shoulder. And our other hand is going to reach down and grab the mace lower. When we grab the mace, we're going to split our hand so our pointer and middle finger go on top, ring and pinky on the bottom, and find what's comfortable for you. When you carry your mace here, it's pretty exact how you want to carry it. Obviously, it needs to be comfortable, and the crown needs to rest on your shoulder. But you want your mace to go across your body. So the tip of your mace shouldn't be inside your knee, and avoid going too far outside your knee. Across your body, basically in front of your opposing knee, at least when you're walking, and your feet are a little bit further apart. Here is our right shoulder. Exactly the same on the other side as our left shoulder. Again, the crown is on our left shoulder. We're holding it with our left arm, pointer and middle finger over top, pinky and ring below, and our thumb hooks. Mace comes across the body, the tip matches up with our opposing knee, and this is our left carry. The two different carries are important if your band chooses to give marching directions. This is a more militaristic drum major style that I picked up online, but depending on how you can order turns, if you even need to in your parade, it's important to have either hand be able to be free. So if you're ordering a turn, and obviously this is gonna change from band to band, but your alumni band members and your veteran band members are going to be very specific about the turn directions you give. If this is your band, at my school, we don't use this because we know our band knows ahead of time exactly what we're going to do in a parade or field setting. But a right turn could be like this, but what if we're giving a left turn? So obviously we need a clean way to switch between our right shoulder and left shoulder. When we're switching from our left shoulder to our right shoulder, we're going to do it very cleanly and precisely across our corps so everyone's together. In the end, we're going to do this with a cadence, but for now, I'll just share the parts. Beat 1, we're going to slide our mace out in front of us. It's easier with gloves, and you're going to go up until your hand hits the crown or head of your mace. 1, beat 1. Beat 2 is a rest beat. So we're going to keep our mace out there in front of us. 3 is when we're going to bring our hand across our body and place the crown of our mace on our opposing shoulder, what carry we're going to. Because we're going from the left carry to the right carry, putting them on my right shoulder. At this time, after the mace has been placed on your new shoulder, go ahead and sneak your hand that's at your ready position still, wherever that may be. For us, it's right here, closed fist. Sneak your hand up there. 4 is a very clean return to your stance of attention, wherever that may be. So beat 1, slide out in front of your body, grab the head of your mace. 2, rest beat. 3, shoulder, sneak the hand in. 4, this is a return. At full speed, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll set it to a cadence. Click, click, 1, 2, 3, 4. Bop, bop. 1, rest, 3, 4. Bop, bop. 1, 2, 3, 4. This time, go ahead and watch my open hand go for the grab. Remember, we're sliding out our mace with the hand that's currently on the mace. We're not grabbing it with the other hand until it's been placed on our shoulder. We're sliding out with the hand that's grabbing the mace. Up, up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Up, up. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 2. This could be standardized across your major corps by using various commands. Whatever you would like to do across your corps, whatever is easiest for you to hear. Going forward, as long as it's at the same time. In our band, hint hint, we always give our commands, we always begin our commands on the 1 or 3 of our beat. So on the click of the drum, or where the click of the drum would be on the empty measure that they don't click. So if it's click, 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 3, 4, click, click, right turn, right, right turn falls on the left, right turn right falls on the left, and then it's an and turn. Even in our band, which opposes military marching strategies, you always give the command on our left foot. So, for example, if you wanted to give a command across your corps to switch arms because they needed, you all three were going to do a sign, or you're switching arms to just keep yourself fresh, you're going click, click, left shoulder, arms. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bop, bop, bop. So however this might work out for your group. Again, do what works for you. Nobody's going to say, ooh, they said majors, left shoulder. Whatever it may be, whatever works for you. Remember, run with your spot and be confident in it. Now that we talked about the transitions between the left and the right, we should probably go back to our rest position. Like I said, we've never used this in our band, but in case you do, there's a few ways to come out of the rest. You could flip it up, a little nonchalant flip. You could talk about, or my favorite, even though we don't use it, is you go right into a finger roll, which we're going to talk about in the next video. Like I said, let's talk about the attention, the ready, whatever you may call it in your band. This is where you're going to work from as we start our next video. So you're ready to start swinging this thing around. It's pretty straightforward. Holding across your body, almost as if you're pushing somebody back as you go forward. Across your body, the head is outside my left shoulder, the tip is outside my right hip. So it's all the way across my body, pretty even angle, 45s over there, from the ground, and from the ground. And this is going to make it really easy for us to start spinning and throwing this thing around. So we have our right shoulder, we have our transition, 3, 4, to our left shoulder, we have our rest, and we have our ready. There are also a couple different ways that we can hold our mace when we're stopped in place, on the field or on the road for a parade. Obviously, how I'm standing now. Most bands at the high school level don't go to a parade rest, but even if your band doesn't, you could give the order to your corps to stand like this. 2 hands below the ball of your mace, or on top of the ball of your mace, although this looks very nonchalant. Below the ball of your mace, your feet more than shoulder width apart, and the tip out in front, evenly between your legs. This could just go from right here. Our right foot is going to move in almost all situations. This is just to give you a break. Like I said, even formal parade rest kind of gives a lackadaisical approach. That's why you want to exude your confidence in holding your shoulder, even if you're standing on the field for a long time. We also need to talk about saluting. The instructions I'm going to give are close to what's standard in the military. In almost all situations, the drum majors that aren't directing, so in our band, all the drum majors, because our director directs the national anthem, will render a hand salute. And our band, and I would assume in most bands, we turn an angle to our flag, which is to our right when we're facing the band, and we render the hand salute. Again, the most important part is that you're the same across, but it could also be seen as more respectful if you choose to find the if you choose to take the military standard. Talking only about our saluting hand first. When we salute, it's a closed hand, and we're going to sneak our thumb behind. Where we put our hand, we're not going to go across their head or way out here, it's very easy. If you're standardizing it across your core, your middle finger is going to be touching the brim of your hat. So in my situation, that's what it is. If you don't have a hat, or you have a beret or something else that doesn't have a sharp brim, it can go to the edge of your eyebrow. And if you're wearing glasses, it goes to the wire of your glasses. Your upper arm is commonly going to be seen as parallel to the ground, and your hand will have a very slight tilt forward so as to hide your thumb. Right here. On the brim of my hat, if you have a hat, on the wire of your glasses, if you're wearing glasses. For our other hand, if we do not have a mace, is going to remain at our attention, whatever that may be. In our band, and you will probably find this most easy too, is if your director gives a band horns up command, as soon as they give that command, that's when you can render the hand salute. So however many majors you have, I'll render it at the same time. Again, to look confident and own your part. So if you have an empty hand, it remains at your attention wherever that may be, with open hand or closed hand or at your side. If we have a mace, we have a couple options. My favorite and the most formal and visually respectful, in my personal opinion, is we go from the left shoulder, obviously because we're going to salute with our right hand always. Is when you render the salute band, horns up. We're going to render our salute out here, but at the exact same time, with our mace, we're going to slide out to our head of our mace. Forearm out. Mace far in front of our body, out across. And at this time, the tip is going to be about even with our left foot from our left shoulder and our left carry. And this is where we're going to be, very open, and I find that openness of your stance to be very respectful right here. What's more common in college situations or very showy situations, even if they're just saluting to end a song, saluting the crowd, they pop their mace out, which is a very big visual representation of the salute, which is why I personally don't find it a fantastic option for saluting our flag during the national anthem. But if you're saluting the crowd, run with it. And if it's what your band has done forever to salute the flag for the national anthem, that's what you do. Great. But when we pop our mace out, we're going to be in our left carry to our left hand, in front of our left foot. Boom. Remember, we're going to work with both of our hands at the same time, so we reach our destination at the same time. So if we have to go further with one hand, for example, our right hand getting all the way up to our head instead of just popping our mace out, we got to go quicker with that hand, so we hit our destination at the same time. Clean, clear, precise, and exudes confidence. You might not always go from the left carry right to there. It makes a bit of a mess. So if you have a prep or some other command to get your mace in front of your left foot, it would be much easier to render the salute from there. If you're just saluting to conclude a performance or a song, it's going to be much easier because you can work that into your routine if you choose to salute on the last beat, or if you make a catch down there. Remember those things as we go into our next video about how we're going to start spinning this thing around. This is Tyson. I'll see you in the next one.